Hello, everybody. I'm Steele Arbeeny, North American Chief Technology Officer of S&P Group, and I'm here today to talk to you about business agility. Now, why does business agility matter? We see two global megatrends, the geopolitical changes that we see on the news every day, as well as the technology improvements that we see every day. Both of these drive our need for business agility. We want to be able to react to these changes in enough time to capitalize on them. And what sits at the crossroads of these two trends is our enterprise data. Our enterprise data is a key factor in enabling business agility. Now, we look at many enterprises and we see how many systems their data is spread across, and it really is staggering. Think about it. If I have my data in multiple systems, could be hundreds, could be thousands, where do I get one view of a customer, one view of a vendor, one view of a product? I really can't. And this is hurting our enterprise data agility. So I ask you, how many systems is your enterprise data spread across? And how many do you need to touch for things like M&A, analytics, AI, modernization, cloudification? It's really a staggering amount. And we see that it could be hundreds or even thousands. And the one thing I'm here to tell you is you're not alone. We were doing a large merge spin project for a large enterprise, and they had 1,200 systems that their business data was spread across. Now, you can't migrate, you can't modernize, you can't consolidate and simplify just 5 of those. You need to look at the entire landscape because that represents the entire business. And if it's spread across 1,200 systems, what is that doing to your speed for M&A, your speed for divestiture, your speed for modernization? It's certainly slowing it down. Other things that are complicating business data agility is it's not just ERP. This data is spread across many systems: CRM, asset management, supply chain management, reporting, analytics, and on and on. So it's really not just an ERP problem, it's an enterprise application problem. It's also accessed many ways, right? Some of these systems are database accessed, right? Pretty easy, we can go direct to the database. Some of them are accessed only through API, right? You can only access through an API. And at some point, all this has to be combined together because I got to pull the data out and act on it as a unit. Also, it contains both structured and unstructured data. Think of it as documents, the unstructured data, as well as, data in rows and columns like tables, like a database. It's very hard to find. Also, there is no standard way to find all of this data, understand what's being done in there, what's used, what's not used, what's been used when, what are the processes, and how does it map onto other systems. There's no standard way to figure that out. This also hampers agility. And it's highly, highly entangled, meaning product data might be in one system, customer data in another, and they have some touch points, but I really can't, bring it together in a harmonized way because only pieces of the data are in certain places, but it all depends on each other. So that entanglement makes it further even more difficult. So just to summarize, fragmented landscapes, right? Some on-prem, some in the cloud, some legacy apps, some modern apps, some cloud apps, SaaS, and on, different vendors and so on. Highly outdated, right? There's legacy systems out there. There's mainframe-based systems. There is, systems that are 3 or 4 versions behind. All of this needs to be looked at in your enterprise data agility, and it's all hurting it. All right. Limited IT resources, right? We build our IT departments for operational IT, meaning running the daily operations, right? Keeping systems up and so on. But a modernization project that could touch 1,000 systems, we certainly don't staff for that because that's not the common case of what we do every day. So we're going to be facing severe resource limitations, high complexity. Hey, anything spread across 1,000 systems is by definition highly entangled, and highly complex. And that leads to this fear of disruption, right? Nobody even wants to breathe on it, much less cut it, merge it, harmonize it, cloudify it, modernize it, and rationalize it and simplify it down. They don't even want to touch it. And also, to bring back to those geopolitical trends, there are regional changes. There may be countries now that certain processes and certain operations you don't want to conduct there anymore. All of this drives for the need for more and more business data agility. And it's great to understand that we have that need out there, but let's focus it a little more and understand how it is hurting us. How is it costing us money, right? So first of all, our reporting, our transparency, our visibility into the enterprise is hopefully hopelessly severely damaged, right? If it's spread across 1,000 systems, how am I going to pull it out? How am I going to join and aggregate it together? What if I want to adopt AI? Am I going to train my AI models on hopelessly old, unused data, maybe even from a business I don't even operate anymore? We all know the garbage in, garbage out saying, but it's even more powerful and even more meaningful in AI. If I train those models on data that doesn't represent my business, then it's not going to, none of the predictions are going to be relevant. So garbage in, garbage out. Any wonder why many people do not get the value out of AI? All right. Processes take much longer now because steps and phases of that process have to be run in different systems. We know a large part of any business process is spent waiting. This makes it even worse because now I got to wait for interfaces to run, data to move. Maybe it didn't move. The job has to be run. It's nightly, weekly, monthly, batch. This all really slows things down. Also, we know it's structured and unstructured data. We have to be able to deal with table-based data as well as documents and things like this because much sensitive data, right, is in those documents, those attachments. It could be the secret recipe for my product. If it's in that document, I got to make sure when I do a divestiture or a migration that I don't send that data. Also, these processes are vastly different in these different vendor systems. Yeah, every enterprise ERP system has procurement, plant maintenance, sales and distribution, and so on. But the way you run that process in that system is vastly different, right? So now, how can you standardize? How do you train people? You have to train them on multiple ways of doing the same thing. This certainly greatly hampers your agility. So complexity increases, time increases, reporting quality, standardization goes down, which makes everything you need to do more difficult. You can't modernize, you can't cloudify. Your divestitures take much longer. Your mergers are maybe not even done. You just bolt things on because to actually merge and harmonize them and get the real synergies, you don't even want to do. So this costs millions a year. And at S&P, we have a solution to address that. And I'm going to start with the vision of our CEO, Dr. Jens Email, who's going to tell us what S&P wants to be. We are the global technology platform leader and trusted partners for those seeking enterprise data-related business transformation. And of course, all driving towards business agility. Couldn't say it better. That's our mission. That's what all of our people are focused on globally. And so let's talk a little bit more about the Keanu platform. It covers all phases of enterprise data transformation, from analysis, scanning of source systems, reverse engineering them, understanding what's in there, what's used, for when, and how can we find the things we need to standardize on? What processes are even used there? All right. To AI-powered data mapping. We bring all of that information from the scanning and embed that into Gen AI large language models that then give machine-suggested mappings, which then, of course, are refined and enhanced by humans, but it's a tremendous accelerator to have this done by the machine. And every time this is done, the content just gets better and better and better. Finally, or next step is the data mapping and movement into the target system. And then finally, verification. We have a high degree of automated verification that ensures data quality, data was migrated with integrity, and intact and complete processes were migrated over. That greatly reduces the amount of human-based testing that's required. And that's really a game-changing way to address some of these projects, because as everybody knows, testing and verification is in many cases the longest leg of these projects. Now, why S&P here? Many of you may be familiar with our Bluefield methodology, our selective migration for S/4HANA migration. We've taken that and built it out to encompass the non-SAP world as well. So all that stuff you know and love S&P for and Bluefield for is built into the Kyano platform. The methodology of keep the best and transform the rest. This is our mantra. This is what we built it for. Look, ideally, we would tell everybody you should all go greenfield, right? Start from scratch, spend $1 billion and take 10 years and re-implement all your processes in the new system. Of course, it's not realistic. And you can't go brownfield and just do a technical migration. You get all the same non-working, broken stuff you had just in a new platform. What good is that? CFOs tell us we don't want to spend all that money and get what we have right now. So that's why they're not doing brownfield. But Bluefield is the answer, right? It is that selective business and technical transformation, the ability to pick and choose where you want to innovate, what you want to migrate, and what you don't or can't, right? Maybe, look, there's no reason not to have standardized finance or AR processes. So we're going to go to standard there. However, we have a custom manufacturing process that really differentiates us. Of course, we're not going to change that. That's what you would bring over selectively, bring over the data, the configuration as well, to make sure that new process, that critical process runs in the new system. Right? This is the power of the Bluefield approach and selective data migration. It gives you all the benefit of re-engineering in greenfield without the $1 billion 10-year price tag. Okay. Now, so we invite everybody to come learn more about the Kyano platform, participate in our private preview, get demos, learn from our partners as well. And I briefly give you a little bit about S&P now, a truly global company, right? In over 20 countries and 35 locations. We're 1,500 people globally that focus only on this. Our smartest people are focused on this. We have a huge partner network. 18 out of the top 20 system integrators, what Gartner calls the Magic Quadrant for system integrators, all use S&P software. So it's accessible directly through S&P or through the partner as well. And most of the selective data transformation projects, over 80% of the selected data migration projects being done globally for the largest enterprises are being done with S&P software. It is the industry standard for this. It's built on predefined content that we've developed over 30 years and through 15,000 successful projects. The Kyano platform lets you leverage the lessons learned in over 15,000 successful projects. Who would not want to take that acceleration and that boost of learning instantaneously from the lessons learned in 15,000 projects? And it's delivered as software. It's acceleration through software, end-to-end, enabling the transformation process, as I said before, from analysis to mapping and transformation rule building to data migration through verification, all enabled through software, through an extensive partner network and ecosystem, right? Covering global. Global organizations use this and they take advantage of this network and delivery and so on. So I invite you all to follow up with us on the next slide, discover more about S&P and the Kyano platform, and we'd love to talk to you. And I want to thank everybody for their time, and I hope it was informative, and please feel free to reach out.